Okay, so let's start at the horror section. We have pretty much discussed every Friday the 13th movie, so no need to do that now. There you go. We have Braindead, one of the goriest movies ever made.
Very good movie.
Amazing movie. Peter Jackson, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a perfect gore fest.
Yeah.
With tons of comedic elements in it. So yeah. Cape Fear, I bought it recently. Haven't watched it, but I heard it's awesome. Cujo.
Yeah.
Gonna have to watch that movie.
Have to watch this soon.
I like Cujo. It's a bit. It feels a lot like Jaws, except it's on land. Them.
Yeah, not a big fan of this movie.
You don't like this movie.
No.
I love it. Like, black and white, giant ants attack people. I think it's great. And the fact that I got it in such a good condition is pretty awesome.
Yes.
Then we have Reanimator. We talked about that one. It's a great movie. One of the best horror movies.
Yes, it's very good.
Jaws, The Car, Alien vs. Predator, fucking World War Z. 1408. I have some stuff to talk about this one. It's different from The Mold, I would say.
Absolutely.
Pretty... Also not a great movie, but yeah, it's different, and I like it for that very reason.
Samuel Jackson plays a really good role in that movie.
Yeah. We have the Hollow Man movies.
Not seen any of these.
No, they're pretty bad. It's the Invisible Man remakes.
Yeah.
And they both suck. Like, they get really rapey. Both of them get really rapey, I don't know why. The Mist we gotta talk about.
Very good movie, dude.
It's super underrated, and I've actually seen this in the black and white special edition, and I recommend everyone who wants to watch this movie to watch it in black and white. It's so much better in that version.
It's a very good movie.
And yeah, first viewing, many would think it's about a movie about CGI bugs trying to get in and kill everyone. But it's more the psychological aspect.
Absolutely.
It's a lot about characters in this one.
Yeah, and what happens to people when they get isolated and they don't know what to do.
Exactly. And a really smart thing in this movie is that the main character is basically all logical.
Yes.
He is exactly what you would do in his situation. But in the end, that fucks you. So in the end, the mist gets you, the viewer.
Yeah.
I like that touch. It's awesome. Okay, next shelf. First we have this little guy. Fucking Neomorph. Cute fella. We haven't talked much about the Halloween movies. I don't think we talked about them.
No, I don't think we did, because I don't have that many of them. So.
Yeah. They pretty much started the whole slasher genre, yeah.
Yeah, together with Black Christmas, amongst the first ones.
Yeah. Friday the 13th and Halloween are the most well-known ones.
Yeah.
And you and me have conflicting opinions on this, because you like the second one. I think the second one is meh. You love the third one.
Yes, it's
and I guess you can say I love it ironically, but the first one is awesome. It's a classic.
That's the best one. We can agree on that.
And yeah, second one can go. Third one, I like it ironically. 4, 5, and 6 are fucking trash.
Yeah.
H2O starts to get back on track, but it's still pretty bad. Resurrection is a fucking travesty. These are out of order.
I have not seen the Rob Zombie ones.
Rob Zombie movies are okay. The second one is fucking terrible, but the first one is just the first one, just in his vision. So if you want to watch Halloween, just watch the first one. Yeah. And then we have the 2018
it's pretty good,
sequel. Yeah, it's really good for a Halloween movie.
Absolutely. I'd say so.
It, the original miniseries, and the 2007...
16, I think.
No, 17. Sequel coming out this year. And then we have the Blob movies. I'm not a big fan of the remake of the Blob, 85, I think it came out.
Yeah,
but
I haven't seen any of them.
The 50s Blob is fucking awesome. I love it. It stars Steve McQueen.
It's a good cover, too.
Yeah, I love the cover art, like the whole Blob swallowing the diner and stuff. Evil Dead movies.
Yes.
Army of Darkness has one of the best covers of all time.
It's amazing.
Not a big fan of these two covers, but whatever.
Yeah, really good movies.
The Universal Monsters collection.
Yet to finish this.
Yet to finish it. And I would just like to bring this up because I want to compare them to your collection.
Yes.
His being on Blu-ray, mine being on DVD. And the art on the DVDs are different on mine. Elm Street, the Ultimate Collector's box. I got this from you.
Yeah.
Well, you can never have enough Elm Street movies.
Alright.
Also the Alien quadrilogy box containing each version of every film. So there's like 3 discs for every movie, and I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the action genre. Not gonna cover everything here, obviously, just my highlights. Starship Troopers is one of my favorite movies of all time. Since I love Star Trek so much, it's nice to see a movie that's basically anti-Star Trek, and many people would think like this is a movie where they just fight CGI bugs all the time. And if you want to watch that type of movie, sure, just watch it. But there's a lot of hidden themes and stuff in it that's really great stuff. RoboCop, I love that. Basically, the first one is the only really great one. Then they go crazy with fucking samurai cyborgs and.
Alright.
But yeah, first RoboCop is amazing. Then we have the Prime Directives short movies. Total Recall, it's amazing. I like that. Sixth Day is okay movie. Commando is basically the most Schwarzenegger movie you can get. I love the fact that it says Schwarzenegger almost as big as the actual title, and that couldn't be more correct. Because if you want the most cliched, stupid, over-the-top, crazy action movie, Commando is the one. True Lies, great spy flick. I think James Cameron did this one. It's like a lot of one-liners in this one. It's cool. Fugitive, I like that one. Air Force One, the fucking most American movie ever made. Die Hard in a Plane. Face Off is awesome. I like both Travolta and Cage. Both are super overacting, and the fact that one actor needs to play the other and vice versa is a great concept. I love that. Speed. Have you seen Speed?
No, I have not seen any of these movies.
Like the best part in Speed is like it's about a bus that has a bomb on it, and if it goes under 50 miles per hour, it's gonna explode.
Movie, okay.
Like the best part in Speed is when they're on the freeway, I think, and there's a lady with a baby carriage, a stroller coming out, and like the girl is like yelling to Keanu Reeves, "Watch the baby! Watch the baby!" And then they hit it, and tons of like tin cans flies out, and Keanu Reeves is like, "It's all cans! It's just cans!" It's like the best delivery I've ever seen. Speed 2, Cruise Control is trash. Oh, here we get into John Carpenter's movies.
Oh, okay.
Big Trouble is super memorable. If you're into like crazy anime shit, yeah,
alright.
This is kung fu with machine guns. I love this movie. Escape from New York, basically the same thing, but not as over the top. Like Snake Plissken trying to infiltrate New York, who's been transformed into a super prison. It's awesome.
Yeah. That.
Not many great ones in here. Transformer movies, G.I. Joe, Guillermo del Toro's Hellboy movies. It's pretty awesome. Okay, continuing with the sci-fi. I know Terminator is mostly action. Like the original is a sci-fi thriller, but yeah, I wanted them all to stay together. Plus, I recently acquired the director's cut Ultimate Edition, and I just fucking love this case. It's amazing. I recently recorded a commentary track for the extended cut of this movie, and like we recorded the whole thing, and at the end of it we realized that the microphone wasn't recording, so we had to throw all that in the trash. Here you go. Here we get to some good shit. Nimitz. I like this movie. It's basically about a US carrier who gets transported to World War II, and they're like, oh fuck, we can easily save Pearl Harbor.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's fun.
Sounds good.
Arrival. This movie is amazing. I think it came out in 2016. I branded this as the best movie that year. Fantastic Voyage is the same. Bunch of people who shrink down in a sub to remove a tumor from a man, so they travel through his body.
Oh, okay.
I completed my whole biology homework by just watching this movie, and I love that.
That's awesome.
Barbarella. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Rocketeer. The Rocketeer isn't really sci-fi, but I just like to store it here, since the action shelf is getting way too filled up. This is more of an adventure flick. So basically Iron Man, before that thing became popular. This came out in 91, so just the same year as Terminator 2. So not a lot of people saw this movie, but basically this guy finds a rocket pack and he has to stop Nazis and stuff. It's a great movie. Okay, war genre. Basically there's... most of it is World War II stuff, but I just wanna mention my favorites. Under the Sand, Allies, Miracle at St. Anna. Hacksaw Ridge, I think this came out in 2016, and I like this movie. It has great visuals and great acting from Andrew Garfield, and Hugo Weaving is fucking awesome in this movie. So I like that. Alone in Berlin, I've only seen this once, but yeah, Kamikaze. Lone Survivor. Platoon is fucking crazy movie. If you want war crimes, the movie, this is the one to watch. Crimson Tide is one of my favorite war movies of all time. Das Boot is the best German movie ever made. It's fantastic. It's a bit too long though. It's 3.5 hours long.
So long.
But yeah, it's awesome. Kill His Heroes, The Pianist. More war drama, but yeah. Schindler's List. Oh, I think this is just called The Captain in English. But yeah, this movie is fucking awesome. It came out 2 years ago. Basically like a deserter from the German army. He finds a captain's coat and decides that if I want to survive, I need to steal this captain's coat and act as a captain. And he commits like various war crimes doing it. It's pretty nasty movie.
Alright.
Overlord, Saving Private Ryan meets Wolfenstein. Crazy movie. Uber soldiers and stuff. Det är lite drygt när det fyller upp hela hyllan, då måste man så ta allting. Band of Brothers, I think it's 10 episode short series. Awesome fucking show, so just watching it. It's on the German front of the war, the 101st Airborne. And then we have the Pacific, basically in the... Yeah, obviously it takes place in the Pacific, but yeah. So, sequel to that one. Both are good shows. Enemy at the Gates, one of my favorite war movies. Love the soundtracks, composed by James Horner. And yeah, if you like sniper-related shit, this is the best movie to watch. Red Baron is also fucking awesome.
Comedy. Hilarious.
Moving on to the comedy section, we have fucking the Hangover movies. Basically, this whole section here is basically like retarded Family Guy toilet type humor.
Yeah.
Like Million Ways to Die in the West. It's not a good movie, but yeah.
I like Ted though.
Yeah, they're good for cheap laughs.
Yeah,
and Ted is definitely smarter than that. We have Jackass. I love Jackass so much.
I've never seen a single one of these.
Like the amount of things these guys go through to get a cheap laugh out of you is amazing, and I respect them so much for doing it. They drink horse cum.
That's disgusting.
And then we have oh fuck.
Oh
fuck. Oh fuck!
Airplane.
Airplane, just watched it. Sick fucking movie.
Good movie.
Amazing comedy. Behind here, there isn't much. Just Family Guy, Simpsons movie, Zombieland, Home Alone, Mr. Bean, yeah. Here is the DVD box sets, and fucking Knight Rider, one of the best TV shows of the 80s. Star Wars, this is the 2004 cut of the original movies. Which, these are the ones I grew up with, but yeah, it's hard to keep track since they keep fucking changing them. The Rocky movies.
I've seen any of this.
I love Rocky so fucking much. It's one of the most wholesome series of movies out there. Let's see. These are basically Rocky 1 to 5, and I have Rocky 6 and the 2 Creed movies here. Like, the first Rocky is a great movie, like 8 out of 10 movie, it's fucking awesome. The second one is as good a sequel as you get, it's still really great. 3, 4, and 5 is when it gets fucking crazy, man. Rocky 3 is like, it's so over the top and macho, but it's still fine. 4 and 5 gets so fucking whack, it's ridiculous. 6... like, I'm a big fan of all the character shit that happens, but the fact that 60-year-old Stallone fights like a 25 to 30-year-old, like, martial art pro is kind of weird.
Yeah.
And the Creed movies are basically like a return to form. So if you like the first and second Rocky, you'll love the first and second Creed. That's easy as that. Indiana Jones movies... always classics.
I'm so jealous of you for this, by the way.
Yeah.
I used to not like this when I was younger, but I'm so jealous of it now.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
The 80s Turtles was one of the best cartoons of that show. It has amazing comedic elements to it. Perfect villain too. Shredder, Krang.
Good.
Yeah. Oh, the Cornetto trilogy.
Yeah.
Couple of the best comedies ever made. Hot Fuzz is a perfect comedy.
I've not seen the whole movie. Shaun of the Dead is great.
Shaun of the Dead is great. Hot Fuzz is great. World's End is also great, but it's my least favorite of the 3. Star Trek collection. I have made a separate video covering everything here, so there's no really need to go through it all. But yeah, basically everything that exists that is Star Trek except Discovery is in this shelf, and I'm very proud of that.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. Okay, Blu-ray movies. Starting from right to left, here we have some Tarantino movies. I'm a big fan of his, so try to get as many of them as possible on Blu-ray, except the really old ones that don't really have a Blu-ray print, so I have them somewhere else, but yeah. The Thing, Blu-ray Steelbook, you got me this for Christmas.
Yes.
And it's really just the best way to watch The Thing. The Blu-ray copy makes everything super crisp, and I just love it.
Yeah.
Breaking Bad, the whole TV show. Can't really say much about Breaking Bad that hasn't already been said. Lord of the Rings, extended edition, all on Blu-ray. There's like 13 hours of content for the movies alone. That's not counting the commentary and behind-the-scenes stuff. It's so long that each movie has to be split up into 2 discs.
Christ.
Yeah, watching Lord of the Rings is more like a journey than watching a trilogy of movies. It's a special experience. Harry Potter movies, yeah. Star Wars movies, yeah. This would be the 2011 release of the movies, I think. It's either that or 2009. It's basically the worst version to have. It looks really great visually, but it has like 3 or 4 generations of movie making stitched together, and it's just a Frankenstein of a movie to watch. Wolf of Wall Street, I love that movie, it's fucking crazy. Predestination, one of my favorite time travel movies. Robin Hood, the Kevin Costner version. This came out in the 90s, and I would say is the definitive Robin Hood movie. What is there? There's like 5 movies. One came out last year. It's way too many Robin Hood movies. Back to the Future trilogy. I love those. I can actually start stacking them down here. Make it easier. How to Train Your Dragon 1 and 2. Can't wait for the 3rd one to come out on Blu-ray. Love those. The best DreamWorks movies, in my opinion. Martian, Blade Runner 1 and 2, and to some degree I actually prefer the second Blade Runner to the first one, but these are true sci-fi, really super atmospheric future noir type of movies. Not a lot of fist fight or explosions and stuff. There is to some degree, but really enjoyable. Here we have like the war movies that are on Blu-ray, and Saving Private Ryan is like hands down the best war movie. Fury is awesome. I would say it's somewhat overrated. There's tons of great character moments in here, like Shia LaBeouf and what's his name? John Bernthal. John Bernthal is fucking amazing in this movie. It's probably his best role, but they cut so much out of this movie. I feel like there should be an extended cut. I would really love to watch an extended cut of Fury. Now we get to the good shit, Mad Max movies. First Mad Max is a crazy movie, and it takes like a certain mind to love the first one, but everyone agrees that The Road Warrior is amazing. Thunderdome is also awesome, but not a lot of people like that one. And now we get to scrape some bottom of the barrel shit. Like in the corner here, I put movies that I never wish to touch, like La La Land, Rock, fucking Mr. Nice. I don't care about any of this. Then we have Hobbit movies, Lord of the Rings. This is the theatrical cuts of the movies, so I don't really touch those a lot. But yeah, if you want a shorter viewing, you get those, I don't know. Get Out is a fucking...
I love this movie. I need to get this movie.
Awesome horror movie. The same guys recently released Us in theaters.
I've not seen it yet.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. But yeah, Get Out is pretty fucking awesome. Also one of those break the mold kind of horror movies. Absolutely. Definitely stands out from movies such as The Conjuring. You know how much I hate those. Yeah. LA Confidential. Yeah, this Swedish movie just came out. I think the English title is called The Unthinkable. So if you have a chance to watch this movie for international viewers, please do. I followed these guys for a long time, and they are great content creators, and they finally released a full-fledged movie, and it's fucking awesome. Okay, let's get into some superhero business. I know I have a couple of Blu-rays here and here, but that's generally to save space in the Blu-ray area, and I thought they belonged here. So first, the Superman movies. I love the first and second one. Third and fourth are super fucking bad, but I love them. We have Dark Knight Returns 1 and 2. Great Batman movies. They are really dark. They are really fucking dark. And we have Batman the movie with Adam West. And this cover really does not do the movie justice. This is a documentary about the Adam West and Burt Ward TV show, and this cover is more accurate to what this is, because none of this is in the movie. I just love Adam West as Batman. They're super goofy, and you really have to watch them with a I don't know, sense of childhood. Mask of the Phantasm. Fucking watch this movie. This is the best Batman movie, period. I would watch Mask of the Phantasm over any Nolan movies. The 89 movie. This is hands down the best Batman movie, period. Here we have the full animated series, seasons 1 to 4. The fourth one generally called The New Batman Adventures, which switches out its art style, you can see on the covers. I am definitely not a fan. I have on record that I stated that I do not like the new art style. Batman looks fine in the new art style, but everything in the newer art style looks more pointy, I would say. Look at what the fuck they did to the Joker. That looks horrible. Lois and Clark TV show. I met Dean Cain, so that's why I got this. And Last Son of Krypton, which is basically like the 4 pilot episodes of the show. I got them because I wanted a Swedish dub of this. Good price too. Man of Steel. I paid like $1 for this.
Yeah.
I shit you not, like 10 crowns. And that's basically what it's worth.
Nice.
Oh yeah, the Superman collection from 1941. So
all that collection then.
Yeah, they say that a lot of the art style from this Superman show inspired what would be the Batman show. You could kind of see the similarities of it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, this Superman show is awesome. Like the last couple of episodes, you'll see Superman fighting Japanese because it came out during wartime.
Oh.
So, you know, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, these two. These are the newer Adam West movies, like the cartoon ones. And the Batman vs. Two-Face is like the last thing Adam West did before he died. So yeah, it's a nice legacy for Batman, I would say. Like, return to his roots, I would say. I don't know. Some episodes from the cartoon, Return of the Joker, Gotham Knight, another copy of that. First season of The Batman, some more episodes of The Batman. Not a big fan of The Batman, I think... whatever. Batman and Robin. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Arnold Schwarzenegger shouting ice puns for an hour and a half. Yeah, Ice Age! Batman Forever, just as crazy. Batman Returns is fine, I would say. It's a more crazy than the 89 version, but I still like it. Batman 89 is also a classic, I love that. Then we have the Nolan trilogy. So that was the DC collection, moving on to the Marvel collection. So first we have 3 Blu-rays. We have the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, which are, I would say, also a sort of return to form when it comes to comic book movies. A lot of people don't like these now because they have this now. But I have a soft spot for Sam Raimi's. They're really lighthearted.
Yeah.
And they don't take themselves too seriously. And yeah, I just like Sam Raimi movies, dude. They're awesome. And then we have both Deadpool movies, which, yeah, they're fine.
Yeah.
They did a nice R-rated Deadpool. They succeeded as well as they could. Then we have the treasure of the trove. Also, here we have the X-Men animated series, and yeah, this is as close as you get to a fucking perfect cartoon, man. It's so good. This collection box is pretty funny. The Incredible Hulk, all 73 episodes from the 1966, 82 and 96 series. So it's every episode from all of those series in this box set. And I got this for like $10. The guy had no idea what the fuck he sold me, and I was so happy when I found that out. Because first I thought it was just going to be episodes from like one of the shows. You see here we have episodes from the 60s show, the 80s show, and then the 90s show. It's fucking awesome. All in one neat box. Even though I'm not too big a fan of the Hulk, but cheap price for much content. Spectacular Spider-Man, pretty much the best Spider-Man show out there. Yes?
Yes.
Rise of Technovore, and the whole first season of Armored Adventures, which is all 3D animated. And I actually like this cartoon. It swayed off in later seasons, but I don't mind it. I think it's a cool show. Continuing with Marvel, here we have the whole MCU. Not really gonna go into much detail. It's the whole MCU up to Ant-Man and the Wasp. I haven't gotten Captain Marvel yet. I don't even think if I want to. Moving on. Here we come to like the god shelf, the absolute top tier shelf. It's a bit of a mess right now, but here we have like absolute good shit. Scarface, all Dirty Harry movies. Like Dirty Harry and Magnum Force are fucking awesome. The Goonies, Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, the animated show. Gremlins 1 and 2. I love Gremlins, like the awesome Christmas movie. Can remove these boxing movies. There you go. And behind here we get to some really good shit. Godfather, all 3 movies. True Grit, Gran Torino, Top Gun. I've always loved Top Gun. Like 2 Wes Anderson movies. Fantastic Mr. Fox is one of my favorite, actually one of my favorite movies. And Isle of Dogs came out last year. I think I gave this one best movie of last year in lack of better content, but it's awesome. Not as good as Mr. Fox, but still a good movie. Stand By Me, which I'm pretty sure it's based on Stephen King shit, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, a bunch of kids going out on adventures, which has been really popularized now by It and Stranger Things and stuff like that. So yeah, Stand By Me is a real wholesome movie, I would say. And The Shawshank Redemption.
Great movie.
This is a great fucking movie. If you haven't seen it, what the fuck are you watching this video for?
Yeah, go watch it instead, dude.
Green Mile. Also Stephen King, right?
I'm not sure.
I think Green Mile is Stephen King. Yeah, from the director of The Shawshank Redemption. It might be... That's where the connection is. Whatever.
Yeah.
When I bought Green Mile, I had not read the book, so I thought I was gonna get a similar experience to The Shawshank Redemption. So I was a little disappointed. Not to say that it's a bad movie. It's an amazing movie, but yeah. In comparison to Shawshank, it's not as great. Forrest Gump. It's pretty much the most wholesome movie in existence. Because... you get to like his character through his innocence. I like to compare Forrest Gump to Winnie the Pooh a lot. He's not a smart guy, but he has the heart in the right place.
Yeah, absolutely.
Orson Welles, Citizen Kane, pretty much within my top 5, if not my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
I love Citizen Kane. Casablanca is a great love story. Stanley Kubrick. So it's awesome to have it next to Clockwork Orange, Full Metal, Shining, 2001, yeah. And here we get to Tarantino. Inglourious Basterds, Grindhouse, which is a collab with Robert Rodriguez. Planet Terror is one of my favorite movies of all time. I suggest you watch it if you want a real gore fest. Pulp Fiction, timeless classic. Killing Zoe is pretty bad movie, and like the twist at the end was that he had AIDS all along. I don't get it.
Alright.
Hellride is pretty similar. It's a fun biker movie. I don't know. Jackie Brown is it's a slow-moving movie, but it has great payoff at the end. Here's a couple of randoms. I haven't really sorted these. Here we have Da Vinci Code and Inferno, Officer and Gentleman, Right Stuff, Deer Hunter, Easy Rider. You feel like Jack Sparrow's character, right? Can we talk about that? His whole character is basically, is he a bumbling idiot or is he a genius? They never tell you what is what. You just assume that he is a fucking retard and he's lucky all the time. But he could also be a genius who plans it out ahead of time. You see a lot of the naval officers talk about this. Do you think he plans it all ahead of time? Or he's just improvising, you know? Yeah. But in the 5th one, he appears as the most dumbest person imaginable. And the whole house of cards that they build up just falls down.
Yeah, the last ones are bad.
Didn't talk about Godzilla or 2012's shitty movies. Equilibrium is really nice. If you're into Matrix type of stuff, this is a movie to watch. I like that. Okay, first off, like the Swedish film industry, doesn't print out a lot of good stuff. What it does print out is a fuckload of detective stories and crime dramas. Look at how many movies there are in this. Each of these boxes contains like 4 movies. Look at this. It's 38 movies. And here we have some box sets. I bought Kick-Ass 1 and 2 today. I've only seen the first one, and it's a fun movie. I heard the second one isn't that great, but yeah. I think these are the first rounds of Godzilla movies. The classic one, Return of Godzilla, Biollante, Mothra, King Ghidorah, and Destoroyah. Mothra and Ghidorah, or Ghidra, whatever you want to call them, shall appear in the newest movie coming out this year. So I'm pretty hyped to see those creatures in action on the big screen.
Fawlty Towers.
Fawlty Towers is one of the best comedy series. I love this show.
It's good.
John Cleese is really good. And here we have a real hidden
What is it?
treasure, dude. Argai.
I've never heard of this.
If I remember correctly, it's a French animated series, and the art style is fuck ugly.
It's fucking nice.
It's
dude.
fuck ugly. It's some real Legend of Zelda type shit. This like evil snake queen puts the princess to sleep, and our guy time travels to the future, and he needs. Yeah, it's super weird, but it has a great theme song. But look how much content there is here.
11 hours of content.
Let's see if there's and they time travel to the future to meet like these 2 detectives, and they need to team up to it's super weird. And this weird freak box set collection, I only bought this to get Office Space, which is fucking ironic since
Really?
we saw Office Space in the store today.
Yeah, feels bad, man, dude.
Tintin, the animated series from I think it came in from the late 80s to the early 90s. I think this ran. I'm not sure now, but yeah, all the episodes from that. And yeah, it's a good fucking show. Then we have this one. This is a great movie.
I love this movie, dude.
One of the best Christmas movies and one of the best Halloween movies.
Absolutely, dude.
Tim Burton was a fucking genius when he made this. I love it. Super memorable songs and characters. Here we have the Brendan Fraser Mummy trilogy. The first one is okay, then they get really wacky. The third one is...
we saw the first one recently.
Yeah, it's a fine adventure movie. But when a lot of people, recently in fact, just last week, when I was scrolling Netflix with 2 of my friends, like... she said, there's the Mummy, referring to the Tom Cruise movie, which is fucking terrible. And I said, yeah, that movie sucks. And she said, yeah, I prefer the original. And when they say original, they mean the Brendan Fraser ones, which tilts me beyond repair, because the original being...
the Boris Karloff one.
Boris Karloff, thank you, man. Boris Karloff is a great movie, and it shouldn't be put to... These movies definitely don't outshadow that movie.
No,
so
it's kind of good.
That pisses me off. So yeah guys, that has been the whole DVD collection. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a comment, like and subscribe. Yes?
Yes.